If Tim Burton's Batman were made today, it would be chewed up and spit out by the internet before it even had the chance to hit the big screen. And come on, hiring a comedian to play a serious Batman and changing the Joker's origin story? That's a serious offense nowadays.
You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Welcome to Durbania. I'm Durbin, and this is my theological analysis for Tim Burton's Batman. Jack Nicholson, Michael Keaton. When I was 6 years old, when I was a kid, this was like my favorite movie of all time when I was a kid until Jurassic Park came out. I saw this movie on the big screen so many times. I'm talking about it now because the theater that I normally go see movies at, they do these flashback movie things, and this week, Batman was the flashback movie. So I got to see this on the big screen for the first time since I was 6 years old. It was so flippin' exciting. So since it's fresh on my brain and I'm riding that wave of nostalgia, let's talk Batman. When I was watching Batman on the big screen, I just fell in love with this movie all over again. It was so awesome to see it on the big screen. But at the same time, I'm looking at this movie and I'm seeing that really what this is, it's a tragic tale. Because it is a clear-cut picture of this concept that evil only creates more evil. So if we try to use evil to stop evil or use evil to overcome evil things, well then all it's doing is creating even more evil. There's a proverb that says this: if you repay good with evil, evil will never leave your house. So I think this movie is a great illustration of that because it's just this circle of evil that it's an endless loop that keeps feeding itself and getting more and more intense. And you see that pictured in this scene.
You made me, remember? You dropped me into that vat of chemicals.
You killed my parents. I made you. You made me first.
You have this madman, the Joker, who was already pretty evil before, but pushed over this level created by Batman. And so here he is, this Joker. But Batman in this movie was created by the Joker. And that's why Batman is Batman and wears the bat suit. So two people that created each other are now facing each other off right here on this bell tower. So really, this movie's kind of a tragic tale. I mean, there's several circles of evil begetting evil, and it's just getting more intense. So the first circle is this. You have the Joker who creates the Joker. He basically sets himself on his own path to become the Joker. First, he's Jack Napier, and he's working for this guy, Grissom. And as he's working for Grissom, he decides he wants to assert his dominance because he thinks Grissom is old and he thinks Grissom can't run the city without him. So he wants to assert his dominance. So he does this by taking Grissom's girl. Grissom finds out that he's been stabbed in the back by Jack Napier, so he sets Jack up at Access Chemicals to be killed by the corrupt cops that Grissom owns, and Jack falls in the chemicals and becomes the Joker. The Joker shows up and he kills Grissom.
You can call me Joker. And as you can see, I'm a lot happier.
Grissom, who was evil, running this evil syndicate, is now dead. The Joker, who is now utterly and completely insane and totally, in a sense, a new creature because of his near-death experience. Like, wow, that's liberating. And now he's like this totally insane dude, and he's running the syndicate. So now things are worse than where they started because all evil does is create more evil. But then you have this whole other thing going on where you have the Joker who created Batman. Now, this is a big reason why this movie everybody would be mad at if it came out now, because we redid the Joker's origin story in this movie. Because it's more poetic to give the villain and the hero a deeply personal connection and a reason why the good guy just absolutely can't let this go.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? What?
You ever dance with the devil by the pale moonlight?
So it turns out Jack Napier, aka the Joker, is the guy that killed Bruce Wayne's parents right there in front of him, setting Bruce Wayne on the path to become Batman, to bring justice to a corrupt city and to stop such an evil from ever happening to anybody else ever again. It was the Joker's act of evil that created that pain in Bruce Wayne's life and set Bruce Wayne on the path of becoming Batman. But then you can't forget in this movie that Batman created the Joker. When he showed up at Access Chemicals to try to help Gordon, to try to help the uncorrupt cops, what happened? He kind of ended up in the middle of a volatile situation. The Joker, or Jack, he shoots at Batman. Batman, doom, and the bullet bounces and ricochets, hits Jack in the face, sending him over the rail, where Batman catches him by the hand, but lo and behold, he drops him, and he falls in the chemicals, and it thus creates the Joker. And so all of this brings us full circle to these two that created each other facing each other off right here on this roof. And in the end, it makes it even more tragic when Batman has to kill the Joker. Because several times in the scene, on this roof, Batman's like, I'm gonna kill you. So it makes that a bit more tragic. So then the question becomes, how do you escape this circle?
Why won't you let me in? Why?
The reason that scene stuck out to me is because it kind of just reminded me of me and my relationship with Jesus. There's just been those times in my life where I've really dealt with anxiety and I've dealt with fear. And in dealing with anxiety and fear, it's just this continuous circle. And the more I realize that I'm caught in a circle, I'm just going round and round, it just makes me more anxious, which then makes me go round and round faster, and then makes the circle like more intense. And there's Jesus saying, hey, I've loved you since the day you were born, since even before that, before the foundation of the world, I loved you. So just let me in. So I let him in, and he tells me what to do. Be thankful. And I found as I begin to be thankful for who he is and what he's done in my life, thankful for what's in my life, thankful for the good that I have, it begins to interrupt that cycle. Now, it's simple to say that. It's difficult in practice because it's breaking old patterns and establishing new patterns. But that's what has to happen. That's how you break the circle. You don't conquer evil with evil. You conquer evil with good. And I found when Jesus says, let me in, and then I let him in, and then I do what he says, I find myself rising above that circle. And once I'm above that circle, I can see it more clearly for what it is, rather than constantly going round, 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 round in circles. And that's what I have found to be the truth in my life. And he says this, in the world, you're gonna have trouble, but take heart because I have overcome the world. So when we let him in our lives, who has overcome the world and knows how to overcome and do what he says, it's amazing the freedom that we'll find. We can't conquer evil with evil. We can only conquer it with good. And to me, Tim Burton's Batman is a really good picture of how evil keeps trying to conquer evil with evil. And now here we are, Batman and Joker, who created each other, facing each other off on a bell tower.
I say I made you, you gotta say you made me. And how childish can you get, huh? You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses on, would you?
I love this 1989 Batman movie. What did you think of this movie? What do you see in this movie? Be sure to let me know in the comments. While you're there, hit the subscribe button to become a Durbanian and hit the bell by the subscribe button so you're notified the next time I do a theological analysis, a movie review, a ranking video, or anything else that I do here on this channel. I'm Durbin. Thanks for checking out Durbania.